you guys doing? It's Coach Shaw here, head coach of the Colorado Spartans. Here to support the future legends. These guys are showing out. Flag football tournament. We're having a blast, have a few players here. Man, it's going to be a good year for the Spartan Nation. We're excited. March the 10th, the first preseason game. Come out, represent, and show out for us.
How you doing? Mari Silla here, free safety for the Colorado Spartans. We out here supporting the future, the youth. This is what it's all about, man, giving back, you know? So that's why we out here. That's what we doing. We doing our jobs. We got all the guys out here right now. And yeah, we're just getting settled in.
Broncos, what a matchup. Yo, sign him, sign him. I'm trying to see the older kids too. That's where you're gonna see it at.
That's where I'm at.
But I like the young kids too, man. Remind me of my son. I can't wait for my son to start playing sports. What? Happy, I'm on those down sound like, get him, get him.
Look at me, Habibi. Look at me, Habibi. Look at me, Habibi. Look at me, Habibi.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Inside the Walls podcast. I am your host, Jim Marie, alongside my partner in crime, all the way from Omaha, Matt Patton. And below us is the head coach of the Colorado Spartans, none other than Coach Fred Shaw. Coach, welcome to episode 135 of Inside the Walls.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. I actually like that intro. I actually could do that. I'm not going to do it again.
Pretty good.
Matt knows how I baffle some intros on episodes. And, of course, I know you watch my shows multiple times because I've seen comments on posts from last year and 2 years ago about some things I've said or some things my former host used to say that kind of stirred you up a little bit from your past landing spot in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of San Antonio, that was your home last year, the last 2 years. Now it's Colorado. The transition to Colorado is, from what I've seen from all the posts from social media and all the buzz I'm seeing in Colorado, looks like you are doing some work over there. What's going on in Colorado, Coach?
We're just taking a day at a time. We're just trying to, get our organization right where it needs to be. So it's not going to get there in 1 day or 2 days. It's going to take a little time, but these guys are moving in the right direction, and I'm excited about it.
And we do have to remiss from last year.
Mm-hmm.
You were the head coach of San Antonio, lost in the first round of the playoffs last year, but you were there for 2 years. You basically brought the team into the NAL and turned that franchise around from a team that struggled early to a team that was very damn good last year. Little nicks and bugs happened in the season, as football is. Players get hurt, and the league's balanced out. But explain your time experience in San Antonio, because I know we got listeners here or watchers here that are former or currently San Antonio fans that are happy to see you on Inside the Walls, but they want to see how everything is going. And again, Coach, this is your time about San Antonio.
San Antonio, man, like I said, I always said it was first class, great organization, front office, always was, if we needed anything, it was right there for us. And I understand it's a business, though. So those guys wanted to move in a different direction. And I have nothing bad or negative to say about San Antonio because those guys took care of me for 2 years. And it was a blessing being there in San Antonio. I've actually played with the Talons in 2012. So, like I said, I love San Antonio. I went to, war for San Antonio on the field, and I went for war for San Antonio as a coach. And, things don't happen, like you want them to always. And like I said, they went in a different direction, and I wish them nothing but the best.
With your transition now into Colorado, how was this offseason for you as a coach from San Antonio now to a new franchise in Fort Collins, Colorado?
It was different at first, like I said, leaving San Antonio, so didn't know which direction that I was going to head in, but it was a blessing. I talked to Tony, which is one of the owners here in Colorado. Talked to him. The next step was history. Those guys been showing me love ever since I've been here in Colorado. So I'm happy, I'm blessed, and I'm ready to get this thing rolling.
Speaking of your coaching career, you also had a playing career. And of course, San Antonio, but also in the city of Oklahoma for the Oklahoma
Mhm.
Yarders, which I just now recently found out.
Mhm.
You've been in this industry in this sport for a long time. You've played against some studs, and
Yes.
you've coached against some studs. What is better in your opinion, a player or a coach, or what's less responsibilities? In my honest opinion, you just want to play ball, or you want to organize everything.
It's tough. That's a tough one because I love the game. Honestly, at first getting into the Arena League, I wasn't sure if I, would love it. But once I, started playing, I fell in love with the game. So it's definitely a different game. It's a special game. The fans love it. The kids, I love to, go on the sideline and, interact with the kids. So that's next to none. But I would have to say, as a coach, I love coaching more than as a player. It's just different. Calling the play and going out and see the guys execute it. It's no better feeling when the play actually works.
Matt, you got a coach? You got a question for coach?
Yeah, so you talked about your playing career and you like all that kind of stuff. I guess you kind of talk a little bit about what the support has been like there in the city of Colorado Springs and that kind of stuff there.
The city is behind us all the way. Everywhere we go, everyone knows about the Spartans. So the city's behind us. The only thing that we have to do is win now. I've been a head coach going on 3 years now. And, I talk a lot of trash, but nobody's going to remember a first round exit. So it's time to buckle down and actually go win this whole thing. So, like I said, I talk a lot, but it's time to go handle business.
I know you talk a lot, Coach, because you singled me out in the Sharks Arena one game. I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah, it's all love.
Drew Pearson just made the extra point.
It's all love.
But speaking of which, it's grind time. It's no more going out and get sponsors. There's no more trying to sell your product. You got players in meetings or today or happened yesterday, and you got walkthroughs this week. You got a game in 2 weeks. How did you establish, what was the identity you want to create in Colorado? What type of players, what you wanted to build here in Colorado that you may have not done in San Antonio?
So I wanted guys that, just want to get to the next level. I want to get to the NFL. I wanted guys that, don't want to stay in the Arena League. They want to move up, and those are the guys that's hungry. And those guys going to help you win ball games because they locked in, they focus, and they want wins, and we want wins. So they know that's what we got to do, to get to the next level. So these guys bought into the system. I can see as the first meeting today, those guys was just locked in like no other team that I've ever coached. So I'm excited about it.
How did you put the coaching staff together?
Well, Coach Brooks, man, I just watched a lot of film. He reached out. The owner reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I think we got a defensive coordinator, in mind." So, and I was like, "Well, send me his film. Let me check it out." And I watched a little bit of his film from last year, him coaching, and this guy is he's definitely what I need on the defensive side. And this is going to be my first time just calling the offense. The last 2 years I was calling offense and defense. So just to have him on this side and just to hear him speak to the players, and I can relate to that. The way he's talking to those guys, I would say the same thing if I was on that side. But so Coach Brooks is going to be definitely a plus for us on the defensive side.
Yeah, Coach, you were talking about, camp starting this week with a walkthrough, and then, I'm sure you're going to get into some practices, you got to make those cuts and stuff after that preseason game. But what was your favorite part of camp as a player, first of all? And then what are you looking forward to most in this season as being a coach of this new franchise and going into training camp?
As a player, it was just like meeting the other guys that was going to be next to me, you got to get to know, if you want to have a good team, you got to bond with your players, your teammates. And that's what was the special thing to me, just getting to know the guys next to me and then going out and perform. And as a coach, man, I'm just, like I said, right now, just preparing and getting these guys in the meetings and just giving them the playbooks and all this good stuff, and just watching them be locked in, man, it's no other feeling that I'd rather have right now, because the team that I brought here in Colorado, those guys are ready to play.
One thing I noticed from the past, especially in San Antonio, your teams represent you.
Yes, sir.
How your mentality is, how your coaching style is. You can see it in your organizations the last 2 years. San Antonio had a different little vibe to it early in the year. Like, you guys were, no matter what, if it was a one possession game late, you guys were winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's things that happen in the season that is out of your control, out of my control. It just happens. Football is weird. It bounces one direction, everything collapses. I see in a lot of players that you brought in, you brought a lot of players, in my opinion, that have been with organizations like the Spokane Shock, have been with organizations like Sioux City and Billings in the past, a part of winning organizations. Was that a key for you to bring these players that actually have experience on other winning organizations? Or was it just, I'm going to go find my own dudes, I'm going to watch their film, recruit them, and get them here no matter what?
Yeah, it was definitely watching the film. And the guys that we brought in, like just Troy Evans, he's like the all-time leading rusher in the IFL. So you got to have a guy like that on your team. And the other guys is just like watching film, man. I can relate to those guys as a player, as a coach. They play hard, and that's what I want. I want hard-nosed football players. And the guys that I brought to this team this year, man, those guys are going to play hard to the last second. So that's what it's about, man. It's about playing to the end, to the fourth quarter, to the scoreboard hit zeros, and hope for the best at the end.
Yeah, and you maybe touched on a little bit already, Coach, but what should fans that are watching this episode, what should they be prepared to see from a Coach Fred Shaw coached football team?
Just, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun, man, and we're going to put a lot of energy out there. So those guys are going to enjoy the game, and we're going to be professionals. We're going to be professionals on the field, off the field, and we're going to put on for our community, and we're going to win ball games. That's what it's about, winning ball games. Nobody want to come and see losers. So we understand the mission. Those guys are locked in. We're ready to go, and we're ready to put on for the city of Colorado.
Well, Coach, one thing about the indoor/arena game, no matter if it's two high motion or one motion, man, you have to have a single caller. You've coached some talented players. You've coached one of the most journeyman quarterbacks in this industry in Robert Kent. You had Jalvin Kill go for a little bit, and you also had Arvell Nelson, who is, till this day, still throwing touchdowns. What were you looking at in a quarterback? I see that you signed one this week.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Whittaker.
Yep.
What was in Jason that you liked, and why did you pursue him to be your QB here in Colorado?
He's just a first-class guy, man, and he can sling the rock. Like I said on the post, he can definitely sling the rock, and he's a true professional. He's never played the arena game, but I know what it takes. I know what the type of arm that you need to deliver certain passes, and he has every tool to come out and execute in arena football, and I'm excited about him, man. He's going to do big things for this arena this year, and it's a lot more teams is going to be looking at Jason and trying to get him next year on their team. That's a guarantee.
Well, knowing you've had some gunslingers on your team.
Sure.
Both Robert Kent and Nelson, they're quarterbacks that just sling it. That's their bread and butter. And certain teams in the NAL last year that we looked around, like Malik Henry, had that 600-yard performance that one game over in West Texas. And you look at Jacksonville, Sam Castronova, different style of quarterbacks, but you've always had a gunslinger behind center. Does Jason represent, based on the film you've seen, is he that gunslinger type of quarterback that you're used to having on your team?
Yes, he's definitely, man. He's standing at 6'5", so he's definitely going to be able to see over the pocket. But when the ball leaves his hand, he's just ripping it out, man, with ease. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about seeing what he's going to bring to the table this year. And we have another quarterback named Skelton, man. He's just a true hard-nosed runner. He can pass. He can do it all. So in the quarterback room, we're going to have a tough decision, but that's a good problem to have. So I'm excited.
Also, you brought players One guy that I think is going to be someone that you need to talk about is this dude,
Hmm.
295 pounds, Campbell from University of Florida. I've watched him play at University of Florida.
Yeah. That just goes back to the hard nosed football players that we
He's a
want on this
dog.
team. Yeah, we want we want dogs on this team, and he's just one of them, man. He's just one of them. We got a bunch of rookies on that defensive side, but every rookie that we brought in, man, is a dog, and they're ready to go get it. And it's gonna be tough, man. Here come cut days time, so it's gonna be tough. But like I said, it's a good thing to have, a problem to have, and these guys are definitely going to make it tough on me and Coach Brooks, man. But it's exciting, and I'm ready for it. But yeah, he's a dog. He's definitely a dog.
I know in the arena game, you were actually early in the season, you were the best team in the NAL doing it. And you had a kicker that was kicking it with ease, and Drew Pearson.
Mhm.
Kicker, you got Billy from Billings, who's coming here. If you haven't watched this film, ladies and gentlemen, go watch him over in Billings last year. The guy was a damn good kicker for indoor rules. Now there's nets. The question is, I tell this to coaches, are you going to deuce every down, every time, like you did last year, or are you going to play strategic and play field position? Because if you're shot from last year, I expect you to kick a lot of deuces. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna go for the deuces, but we're gonna keep that one a secret right now. I don't want to give too much on that, but we're definitely gonna kick our deuces.
Matt.
Yeah, Coach. You talk a lot about Colorado and all that, and Colorado's got a rich history in the indoor game. So when you were first coming in, did you have any trouble recruiting guys to come to Colorado because it is a expansion franchise, or was it pretty much like, hey, it's Colorado, this is what we're doing, and guys were pretty excited and locked in from the beginning?
Oh no, these guys are locked in. This guy's still calling my phone right now, trying to join the team. So recruiting guys wasn't an issue at all. It's just about having the right guys in your organization that's going to, like I said, going to be professionals on and off the field, and that's what we look for. So I feel like we got the right group, and we're going to do big things here in Colorado.
Did it? And you can speak about this a little bit or whatever, but did it help a little bit too that you guys have established teams like Omaha and Sioux City coming into the same league that you're in, and maybe talk from a coaching aspect, kind of what it means to have two established franchises like that? I mean, Omaha, the longest running professional indoor football franchise in America, and Sioux City's right there behind them. So what did that mean having those teams in the NAL this year?
I mean, if you're gonna bring two teams in the NAL, those are the two teams that you want to bring in, guys like that. So those guys are at next level professionals. Like I said, they've been dominating whatever league they've been playing in. So I'm excited. I'm excited about those two teams, and they're going to represent the NAL, the right way. So I'm excited about those guys.
Talk about the organization as we are. What's the buzz around Fort Collins? From your sponsors, for your partnerships, to the tickets, the fans, even kids, because we had a video earlier that you had an NFL event, at a Legends event. It looked like there was a bunch of kids out there having fun with the players. And so it seems like the team and the city are already mingling with each other. What's the buzz like?
Everyone's excited. Everyone's excited. The sponsorship, I've never, ever, in 2 years of coaching, I've never seen the sponsorship rolling in like it is now. So that's exciting. Everybody's buying in Colorado. So you can't go anywhere without them knowing about the Spartans right now. So that's in Greeley, Loveland, Fort Collins. So surrounded area, man, we're locked in and we're loaded. So I like I said, I can only hope, that when the first game come, that we'll sell out that arena, and it's looking good. It's looking real good that we're going to sell it out.
Well, I know you're very close to a major university in Colorado, not Deion Sanders' major university. I'm talking about the Colorado State University.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any college theme nights coming? Because I guarantee if you have cheap beer sales, college kids will make that little travel to that arena and pack that place out for a theme night that's cheap beer. How I know? It's happened here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, we're going to have a few theme nights. I think that's still in the works, but we're definitely excited about the Colorado State in Colorado. Those guys, just try to get a little connect with those guys for the time we've been out here, and it's gonna work out. The thing we have to do is just win, and once we start winning, we'll get recognition, and those guys will come falling in, So we handle our business, everything else will take place.
Out of the teams that are in the league, which teams are you? I know you played Carolina before, and I know you got some unfinished business with the Cobras from last year. But there are teams in the league: Idaho, Sioux City, Topeka, and Omaha, and Oklahoma. And there's another Ed in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Any interesting matchup you're looking forward to, or are you like every player we've talked to and every other coach we've talked to? We're only focusing on game one. Any matchups, or are you focusing on camp and just getting ready for the preseason game that's next week?
Oh, yeah, definitely the preseason game. We just worry about the games that's on our schedule. But I can tell you that I'm excited about going to Omaha, places that I've never been, before. I heard all about it. Like I said, I heard that it's first-class organization. It's loud. It's a lot of banging. So I'm excited about it. I mean, like I said, I'm excited. Another one is Carolina. You said it, unfinished business. Left a bad taste in my mouth last year, and those guys beat us, I believe, 3 straight games. So I'm looking forward to those guys right there. And it's all love with those guys. It's no like ill will towards them or anything. So I'm just looking forward to playing those guys.
A lot of familiar faces on that Carolina team from last year. So could get a little feisty, but I know a lot of people who watch this podcast, and especially if they're fans here in Colorado, remember, go buy your tickets. Is there anywhere they can call, Coach, for the tickets, or is it all through the website?
Yeah, it's ColoradoSpartans.com. You just go to the website, and it'll pop right up, man. Just go out and get your tickets right now because you don't want to miss this show.
And I tell fans this, and I guarantee Matt tells his fans as well, to avoid Ticketmaster, call the organization.
Yes.
That's the way you get away. Yes. It's like, I'm not going to pay those $50 fines, $50 fees for 2 tickets. No, just call the organization. They get good deals. I know we're 10-ish days, so we're in training camp. How is a Fred Shaw training camp put together?
So we just we're professionals, man. I don't want none of my players hitting the ground, rolling around, tripping up over each other. We're just doing everything the right way. Everything is not going to be perfect the first few days, but as long as we keep on working at it, we're going to get it right where we need it come game one. And the young guys that we brought in, those guys are handling everything perfect, man. So me as a coach, I'm hard on these guys, but they also know that I love them. You know what I'm saying? I don't bring one player in that I don't care about. So I'm tough on you, but I also love you. And, I just want you to do the right thing, and I want you to shine. I want you out of the NAL, and I want you moving on to the next level. And that's my only goal. If I can get you to the next level, we all succeed, and we're all happy in the organization. But that's me. That's what type of coach I am. I love the game. I'm passionate about it, and that's pretty much it. It's Coach Shaw.
Coach, like Jim said, you guys got about 10 days or so until you've got that preseason game. Heading into that game, what are you looking for, I guess? Like, is your thing more of like, hey, I got to get as many guys in the game as possible to see what we've got? Or are you really looking to fill, like, those last few spots that are like, hey, who do I need to cut, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's going to be more of the, the guys on the bubble, just seeing what those guys have and can bring to the table. As far as the starters, we'll figure that out the first week, and we'll make some, we'll make the schedule on who we're going to play, who we're not going to play, and we'll go from there. But it's mainly the guys that's going to be on the bubble. We're not going to have a bunch of guys out there that's going to be playing week one, playing in a preseason game. I'm just not a believer of that.
What's the max roster size this year in the NAL?
I believe it's still 21.
21? Okay. That's tough. Especially you bring, 40 dudes in?
Yeah, we brought 40 this year. So last year, I believe it was, 35 maybe? I don't know. 35?
You're telling 19 players, oh, good luck? That stinks.
Good luck.
That really does stink.
And it's going to be tough because we got a great group of guys, man. We got a great group of guys, so it's going to be tough.
But it's also the relationships, because you may cut somebody and they may be on the free agent market for a couple of weeks, and they might have an opportunity 2 more weeks from now, and you can give them a call and they come right back. So
100%.
I tell players this, like, if you get cut from a teams, don't give up. Like, you're on their short list to get called back. Like, trust me.
Injuries happen.
Yeah. Great example is Hit Stick Kearney from last year.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the roster earlier in the year, and he came in halfway, and he shined. And now he's in – I think he's in San Diego now. I think that he's over in the Strike Force.
Yep.
So he's gone to now I think he might be a starter over there. So I'm proud of him. That's another guy that, again, you're scouting. No one heard of him.
No.
He comes in. He actually, the reason why he got his nickname, he hit somebody. I forgot who he knocked out.
West Texas. I believe it was the running back at the time.
Yeah, and next week it was on my show because of the hits. Yeah. Like, got to get him on the show.
Yeah.
But you find diamonds in the rough. That's why I've talked to a lot of coaches, and they've always said it's not the big names. It's not the Darius Princes. It's not the Devin Wilsons of the world. It's the Hit Stick Kearneys. It's the Pierre Turners. It's the ones that are not big names. You had a lot of them in San Antonio that were part of the early birth of the San Antonio, the AAL era with Cody Brooks, and they've turned out to come up to be big stars in San Antonio. How hard is it to find those diamond in the roughs in this industry? Because it's just not you recruiting them. There's especially this offseason, there's like thousands of these teams now apparently that are recruiting these same players. How hard is it to recruit against those other teams to get them into your squad?
I just don't try to compete with those guys. If it's a guy going back and forth with me against Carolina, you can have them, because there's a million guys out here, that want to ball and that want to make plays and want to get to the next level. So I don't concern myself with competing with the other team or trying to get, players that, hey, I really want this guy, but, I want to go to, Albany, but I don't know, so I don't get involved with any of that stuff. If I want a player, I reach out to him. If he said, I got a few offers everywhere else, well, take those offers and we'll go in a different direction, because like I said, we have a million players that want to be here. And I want players that want to be a Colorado Spartan, not going back and forth, between two teams and, trying to make certain deals. So it's guys that want to be here. Those guys are here, and I'm excited about it.
Has the university reached out to you, Colorado State, especially the football side of things?
As of right now, no, they haven't reached out, but I'm making my way, towards that way. So I've been there a few times, just meeting and greeting a little bit, and Colorado as well. So we're definitely going to get it. Once we start winning, get the buzz going, those guys will fall in.
I said they have some dudes.
Yeah.
They're D1 football players. There's some players on there that won't get to their chance to the UFL or XFL. NAL could be their home. And if they're from that area, hey, go play for your hometown team for a couple of seasons and make your way move up. So that's one thing when Colorado got established, I'm like, are they where the old Colorado Ice used to play, which is the Blue Arena, which you are in Blue Arena? I was like, oh, yeah, that's Colorado State. They got to jump on that Colorado State bandwagon as much as possible.
Yes.
That's a college town. Yeah. I went to college. You went to college. Matt went to college. We know how college towns are. Like, you got to ride the college wave, honestly. But outside of Colorado, you've been in San Antonio. You've played the arena game. Now you're a coach. You see how the industry has, how both sides of the industry is. As a person right now in this day and age, are you happy of being a coach and doing what you're doing? Or do you have ambition in the future to make that next step to be probably an owner or a GM? Is there any, or you just want to be the best coaches you can be, or is there any plans in the future of making that next step?
I definitely, I just love being a coach right now. Like I said, my only goal is right now is just trying to get the gold ball, and then after that, we'll, move forward. But right now I can tell you, honestly, my only goal is 100% to win a championship and bring it back to Colorado. So I don't look past that.
Yeah, so Coach, we've talked a lot about your coaching style, kind of that kind of thing, your playing career. I'm always curious to find out from guys like you. Do you have an all-time favorite player that maybe when you were playing you tried to model your game after, and then also maybe a coach that influenced you, or an all-time favorite coach that you're trying to model yourself after in your coaching career, or do you just kind of try to pave your own path?
It's about taking something from everybody, that I've met in the arena game, and just mixing my style with it. So it's a lot of great coaches in arena football, and I don't know if you guys heard of Jarrell Jackson or Al Hunt, but those guys are legendaries in arena football. So as a player, I try to watch those two guys, and those guys taught me the arena game. But honestly, my coach in San Antonio, Lee Johnson, I believe he's in San Antonio as an assistant coach right now. He was a great arena coach for me. And, I like his style of coaching. So I definitely took a few things from his page, his book. And like I said, Coach Gibson, Coach Minaj, all those guys are great coaches. So, you watch those guys and, you just try to take a little bit from them and then, put your mix in it and, you go from there and hopefully it works. So I'm okay with my coaching style. Like I said, I love the game. So I don't think it's anyone that's going to bring as much energy as me as a head coach on game night.
Awesome.
Go ahead, man. You got the floor, man.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah. So sorry about that. So, Coach, we've seen a lot of things happen this offseason with indoor football and just like the landscape of the game and all kinds of different movements and things like that. But from your perspective, how do you feel the state of the indoor or arena football game is currently in the climate of all things that are going on?
It's tough, man. It's tough. You never know. You never know with arena football, man. And like I said, I love this game. I love this game. I fell in love with it a long time ago, and I just wish that we can all merge, into one league, man. Like the best of the best, and we just get one big league going and just battle it out, man. Because that's what arena footballs need. We need teams that stick around, man, and we just need the great organizations to be in one league and just ride it out. If you want to have an AF2 or, stuff like that, that's fine. But we need one league and we need to merge and we need to just, compete, man. Because we have a lot of
music to my ears as a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
sounds perfect.
That's a dream world for Jim and I.
Yeah.
It's a dream world, but we all three know, and there's a lot of people watching this, it's
tough.
Very hard to do.
Yes, it is.
And it's a lot of people and a lot of powerful places have to relinquish their shield, as we want to mention, like the Spartans, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But as a person who's loved the game for 20 some odd years, it's kind of it's amazing. We say something and someone jumps down on your throat like, wow, like, he's okay, fine, my bad. Did I just ruin your? It's the industry this day and age.
Yeah,
but
part of it.
Yeah. Coach, I was just curious from my perspective. Sorry, Jim, I didn't mean to jump on you there, but I was just curious from a perspective of a fan who's been watching the indoor style game the last several years without the rebound nets and all that. As a coach, how do you feel that those rebound nets play into the strategy and the game planning for you as a coach?
Well, me as a coach and a player, that's all I know is the rebound net. So I haven't played or coached 1 year without it. So that's really all I know. So we can do a lot off that net. So I love it, honestly. I don't want the nets to go anywhere.
I like the nets. I've always liked the nets. They can reward you with great victories and they can punish you dearly.
Yeah.
There's a couple of plays I want to talk about from last year.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the most memorable one that made a lot of my hype videos last year in the National Arena League. Was the play to Kali Rashad at the buzzer in Albany. And the other play is Are we still collecting people's knees after Kali Rashad deadlegged half the Orlando Predator squad?
Yeah, man. Kali Rashad, man, I love that kid. He's definitely one of my favorites. But the last play in Albany, man, I honestly just asked those guys, what do y'all feel comfortable with, man? This is it. Y'all guys are ones that's on the field right now. What do you feel comfortable with? We all came up with the right play. And he's a dog. He's a dog. I seen it in his eyes, and we wanted to find a way to get him the ball. And it worked out for us. If you look, the jack came out the box twice. So either way, Kali Rashad is just a different animal when it comes to arena football, and San Antonio got themselves a superstar.
Well, you're going to make Trayvon Shorts get mad at us now. Thank you, Coach.
Sounds good. He's a great player as well, too. So that guy gave us problems last year. So I have nothing but love for him. So he's going to do big
Iron Man of the
things.
year, by the way, last year.
Yeah.
Well, also, I meant to think about Iron Man. It's not happening this year. What's your feelings about that?
It's all good. I wasn't too I didn't love to have my receivers going on the defensive side, because those guys wasn't familiar with the defense. And defense in arena, man, anybody just can't go over there and just try to lock up a receiver that's coming at you 100 miles an hour. So it's kind of different, but we adjusted to it last year, and the guys had a lot of heart. So but this year, I feel like it's, we're moving in the right direction. And for my receivers and my linemen to be able to stay on one side and the defense to be able to play defense, man, I love that.
Well, throw back to my last year with the connections with Jacksonville. I've a lot of friendships with players there. Big Justin Renfro, Big Carter, big offensive line, D lineman dudes.
Yeah.
I remember talking to them after one game here in Jacksonville. I'm like, you guys don't move on kickoffs. And they're like, you run your big self down there. Like, big dudes don't like running on kickoffs. They don't. They don't.
Or they're lazy, and then they end up getting hurt. And it's just like, it's just, we got to change it. And like I said, I think it's a good thing this year,
I think it also probably helps with longevity of the careers, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. You don't want those 300-pounders running down. And, those 300-pounders like to wear soccer shoes, too. And, I'm like, man, get some bigger shoes on, man. You're 300 pounds. You're going to break your ankles. So you try to run down full speed on kickoff, and it never works.
So, Coach, you talked a little bit about liking the non-Ironman. Is there any other couple of rules maybe that you're really excited to be able to have at your disposal this year, or any kind of, rules that also maybe you're like not really sure how it's going to work out?
It's definitely a different rule changes in the playbooks right now, but we don't concern ourselves with that. We read the rule books and we go forward, we move forward. Everybody has to play with the rules, so good luck. So we try to do our best, and we're going to make mistakes. Everything's not going to be perfect the first few weeks, but we're definitely going to adjust, and we're going to make sure that the guys is definitely where they need to be.
We're wrapping up. We're at the 40-minute mark. We don't want a lot of the fans to stick around. Colorado, it's beautiful weather for Colorado right now. They should be either chilling or skiing if there's still snow. Is there still snow on the ground in Colorado?
Yeah, it was snowing this morning, so I was thinking about going to ski tomorrow morning.
It's almost in March and it's snowing?
Yeah.
God,
it's different. It's different.
Yeah, I got one more question really quick if we can. Coach, I know, you're just starting with camp or whatever. You guys are just getting into town, whatever, maybe meetings, things like that. But you got to have at least one or two guys on each side of the ball that you are expecting to be guys that are just going to be absolute studs. So give the fans watching maybe a name on offense and defense that they should really keep their eye on this year in the National Arena League for the Spartans.
So Troy Evans, one of our running backs, receivers, he's definitely going to dominate the game. And both our quarterbacks, I just feel like those guys are going to do amazing things, on the offensive side. And then, like we said, we got Jeff, which was one of our big defensive linemen. And that guy right there, too, man. All those guys are going to make plays for us. And I'm excited, man. Those guys look good on those pictures, though. But even in person, man, they look better. So I will tell you that. And he's a monster as well too. So those guys are going to show up and they're going to show out. And I can tell you right now that Colorado is definitely going to be in the big spot in the big stage where we need to be at the end of the season.
Oh, he almost guaranteed something.
Fair
Coach
enough.
is usually pretty
Fair
good
enough.
at that.
You gotta have confidence. So these guys it's gonna go, fall over to those players, and they're gonna go out there and dominate. So we're excited, man.
So next week you're playing home to the Northern Colorado Nightmare in the Blue Center or Blue Arena. Where can fans get tickets? Is it going to be on YouTube, or is it just be the live event and to watch the action live?
We'll definitely update it on our website. So I don't want to give you guys the wrong information right now, but we'll update it. So just be looking for all the information, and we'll get it to you as soon as possible, man. But just know that we're going to put on the show and we're going to show out for the fans. And I believe it is on YouTube. I believe it's going to stream on YouTube. So you guys tune in.
Any final questions there, Matt?
No, I'm good, Coach. Looking forward to having you guys come to Omaha and getting a chance to play your team. And I think you guys are going to turn some heads in the league this year. So good luck.
All right. Nice to meet you, Matt. Jim, always fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 135 of Inside the Walls podcast. Coach, stay on after this. I want to talk to you about something. And for the fans out there, go to coloradospartans.com, get your ticket information. Updated schedule information will be releasing hopefully by the end of the week. Preseason action for 3 teams next week. Next week, we will be visiting the upper state of Idaho in the Horsemen. I'm Jim. That's Matt. That's Coach Shaw. This has been episode 135 of Inside the Walls podcast. And we'll see you guys next Monday.